I want to share with our followers, it's like a little bit of what we do. But, we're gonna do like a mini podcast. Are you down?
I'm down.
All right. So, well, hablamos español. We're from El Salvador, and we love to go back to El Salvador every time we get a chance, like 5 4 days. A lot of the people, they ask me, it's like, how come you don't go for like a week or 2 weeks? Like, I wish, but our responsibilities are, just,
Yeah, we still have a business to run. So.
And I've been watching a lot of the, a lot of people that they own business, Hispanic community, right? That they, came from other countries and now they started their own business, right? Like the Norgates, right? How did they start it? It was just like one small little like shop, and it became
the grocery store.
Grocery stores, right? It's like, well, if you're Latino or Hispanic, you know the Norgate. Si yo le digo la Norgate Gonzalez, they gotta know, right? Now we shop at Stater Brothers, right? Like sometimes Ralph, Gelson's, Whole Foods, not ni que nos estén pagando, but that's how we do it.
Yeah, it's not sponsored by any
Not
of
sponsored, but if they want to sponsor, babe,
yeah,
they want to sponsor.
Let's
do it, right? Why not? So, can you share our followers, like what's your background, like when you started working, like what fields have you been working, like?
Sure. So prior to the business, I've always been in medical and have been for close to 10 years. Before we moved to Riverside, I worked for a medical group in Orange County, pretty big medical group. They deal with a lot of Medicare, Medi-Cal, also private insurance. So I was working for that company for quite some time, and as a matter of fact, during COVID, when we went on COVID, coincidentally, we bought our house here in Riverside County, and it was during that time where I was working from home, and you had just started your business. And I think after about 8 months of us moving out here and you starting the business, I came on board part-time while still working from home. And eventually, after about a year that you had opened, I came on full on board, and I've been
because we needed that extra help, right?
Right.
So
I saw how much it grew too, like from
in a matter of 6 months. But
right.
Sometimes you just gotta be smart the way you find your clients, right? It's like because there's a lot of competition out there, and competition sometimes people see it like it's bad, but I see it like it's good, because that means that it's like it's a challenge, right? Like the service that you gotta provide to your customers, right? So a lot of our clients, it's like they could easily use different courier service. Right. They rather stay with us because how we do things, right? It's like,
remember, that was one of the things that I always was really big, or still am very big on, is because I have a medical background. I know how sensitive information is, right? Making sure that we are keeping records confidential, but also because we deal with a lot of pharmaceutical, how sensitive that information is, and how a lot of the people that we deal with, or the patients that we deal with, they need that medication. Yeah. So that for me, having my background on medical has helped so much in our company now, just because we're able to be sensitive about the everybody's situation.
I used to work for a company, it's like delivery service, but one of the things that they lack is the customer service, right? Until this we're in 2024, no, 2020, no, 2025. So we're, I still see a lot of drivers out there. They just don't care about the customer service.
Yeah.
So a lot of them, they just think about like, hey, you know what? Just throw the package into your front porch, wherever, and they don't take care of that. Like for example, right? If I'm the customer, I'm buying something, I want my items to be taken care of, right?
Right.
Like especially when we're talking about medical.
Yes.
Right? Like we're not delivering, it could be prescriptions like $1,000, $2,000, like expensive.
Yeah, and it could be something as simple as a $5 medication, but if it's not being taken care of and delivered with, sensitivity, then that defeats the purpose of having a delivery service.
Yeah.
So going back to what I was telling you about the, once I came fully on board, right? To be honest, I would never go back. I know you didn't ask me that, but I would never go back to working at a corporate job now that we have a business, because it is very different, right? When you work for somebody else, you are working for somebody else, making them money, right? Yes, you get paid to do your job, but doesn't feel as rewarding as having or owning your own business. And like you mentioned before, we're very limited on the time that we can take off, right? Yes, while working for a corporate job.
That's why she's here with me today. It's not because she's toxic or whatever. So one of the things, like that we can do is, spend time, right? Like during the weekdays, because you have to work, you have to do your job, I have to do my job. And
we're not always together. This is just that it just happened to be today that we are.
But we're gonna pretend that we're always together all the time. No, our time is like, is either like spend it with our family, with our kids, like do family things, like just stay with them at home, because we just like sometimes we just want to relax, right? Because we're always on the out
right.
weekdays, so.
But see, that's the thing about owning a business, right? You think that you have however long your shift is, right? 8 to 5, 8 to 7, whatever. But when you get home, guess what? It's still about the business, because now you're home, but now you gotta do strategies or plan what you're gonna do the next day, who you're gonna meet up with the next day, how many businesses you're gonna call to market, to do a lot of different things. So it's really, there's no switch off button. And a lot of people, sometimes that's really hard for a lot of people, just because they can't switch it off. I know you're a workaholic, right? You love to work, and that's what we're out here on Saturday.
We probably don't make a lot of money, but I like to work.
No, but that's good that that you do like to do that. You're not just sitting at home deciding.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things, right? Like just operations, right? Like how to operate the business, how we, like the way we. So a lot of people, they think, oh yeah, you just drive in, like doing deliveries, go knock on people's door, but there's a whole plan behind that. Like you gotta plan a day before, right? Routes for different drivers, for what we do to pick up, right? Pickups. There's a lot of prescriptions that they need to be like delivered right away, right? Across the city, so, and a lot of the time it's just a whole logistic kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That believe me, I was thinking, like I'm gonna run a business. I didn't think about that. You just